Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Braze Monitoring and Evaluation Training. And last week we had this same training for the Western Africa region and Southern Africa. Today we're doing it for East, Central, and North Africa. So welcome everyone to this training. Promises to be very exciting. I'm sure you would like it eventually. So quickly, just like we always do. Okay, most of you have not been in Brace program for a very long time, but there's so many things have changed. We now have the language interpretation. So if you are speaking French, you do not have to worry again about understanding or hearing what we are saying in English. All you have to do is to, after logging into the call, just click on the interpretation button. It's just by the left, fourth right corner. So when you see more, click on interpretation, and then you see preferred language, you see English, you see original audio, and then you see French. Please click on the French. After clicking on the French, if you don't want to hear the original audio, which is in English, just mute it, and then you hear only in French. But this is applicable for only those that have Zoom app on their phones. So if you have Zoom app on your phone, you'll be able to do this. But if you do not have Zoom app, you will not be able to, do this. So to quickly establish agenda for today, we have the introduction, the post check, we have opening remarks and introduction of AFC. We have gathering of alumni expectations, the overview, journey so far, and then we'll have the training properly, after which we'll have the group photograph, the next step, and then the membership drive. So quickly, let us know who you are. Let us know your name, and your country, and then your agribusiness. So this is an opportunity for you to connect with other like-minded entrepreneurs within on the call, actually. So also let us know how you feel. Do you feel excited? Are you happy to be on this call? Are you happy to, learn another thing in the Brace program again? Some of you actually entered the Brace program in 2023, but then this is another opportunity for you to, get something valuable again from the Brace program. So quickly, about African food chain makers. So at African Food Chain Makers, we believe that small and medium-sized enterprises are the lifeblood of the food ecosystem in Africa. These enterprises are driven by visionary, dynamic, and innovative entrepreneurs who operate as primary producers, aggregators, processors, distributors, finance and technology providers, chefs, cooks, consultants, and innovators. We call them change makers. These change makers are faced with the devastating impact of climate change, global and local risks and shocks, macro and microeconomic challenges. These entrepreneurs need funding, they need training, visibility, market linkages, and a community of support to successfully scale their businesses. And then through the African Food Chain Makers Hub, we enable African entrepreneurs to start and scale resilient and sustainable agribusinesses that nourish Africa and the world at large. So we do this by community, by data and opportunities, visibility and recognition, as well as learnings and trainings. Quickly, we want to gather expectation for this training. So if you have an expectation, you have something that you're expecting from this training, you have like something you want to take away from this training, please raise your hand and then would call you to, share your expectation. So I'll just check through the chats or through the room and see if anybody raising their hand. I'll call them to share their expectations. Okay, I can see one hand raised. Odongo Innocent Dio. All right, so I'm asking you to unmute and go ahead to share. Hi, Innocent. Okay, so I think I may have to stop sharing so I can see. All right, so I stopped sharing so that I can see your hands. If you raised your hand, I saw Innocent, but I think the hand is no longer raised. So please, if you have an expectation, please raise your hand and we'll call you to share your expectation. All right, I'm still checking through to see if there's any hand that's raised. Okay, so I take this to mean that we do not have expectation for today. I don't want to believe we don't have expectation, but then as we move on, if you have an expectation or you have something to say, please raise your hand and then we'll call you to share your expectation with us. So I'll share my screen again. All right, so at this point, we'll have to refresh your memory again on the Brace program. So many things have happened, just like I mentioned, the interpretation services that we now have, so many things have happened. And one of them is that interpretations, we now have interpretation services. So to give us more updates on the Building Resilience Against Climate and Environmental Shocks program, I'll call on the coordinator, who is Amaka Chime, to quickly take us through the updates since you all completed Breeze. Thank you so much. Hi, Amaka.
Hi, good afternoon, patients. Good afternoon, everyone. I welcome you again to this session. So I'm going to walk you through Brace updates and also help to refresh your memories. I know some of you must have forgotten what you learned, the objective of Brace and also the overview. You all know that Brace is building resilience against climate and environmental shock, and it's an intensive capacity development program that support agri-SMEs like you in the agribusiness landscape to be aware of how your businesses are affected by climate change and to enable you to develop strategies to adapt and mitigate the impact of climate change through climate smart agricultural adoption, as well as tapping into the opportunities that has to do with financing your agribusinesses. So Brace leverage a hybrid learning experience to engage agri-SMEs through training, mentorship, live interactive sessions, and also practical applications. So this program is basically designed to enhance about 3,000 agri-SMEs like you. And of course, like I mentioned earlier, equip you with establish climate smart mitigation and adaptation practices that will help you establish a sustainable agribusinesses. So you all will agree with me that during the course of your training, we're able to provide you with a comprehensive understanding of climate change and its impact on agribusiness. We're able to walk through with you to develop strategies to tackle your climate-related challenges. And we're able to also open your minds and your ideas in terms of opportunities that will help you generate more resources for you to enhance your agribusinesses, as well as for you to improve your business performance, which will eventually help you generate more employment, because as you are scaling, you are expanding, and of course, you are bringing more hands to assist you in your businesses. So, yeah, adopting climate smart practices, of course, helps to do that. And I'm very happy from the reports we've gotten so far. A number of you have actually given us feedback regarding your performance, and it's good to know that you are doing so well in your agribusinesses. However, that's why we are just to follow up with you to understand your impacts so far. So now, let me walk you through this initiative. Next slide, patients. Okay, why this slide is, of course, the BRACE program was launched on the 6th of April 2023. And since that time, we've been able to graduate about 2,390 participants. And in this number, we have 100% youths, and we currently have 35 women, 35% women across 43 major African countries. And we've always been achieving 85% satisfaction rates. You all rated us 85%. And I mean, that shows that we are doing a good job. Thank you so much for rating us well. And again, now we have about 930 participants that have actually adopted climate smart practices. Probably before now, they don't know much about irrigation system. They don't know much about precision agriculture. They don't know much about sustainable packaging and all of that, water management and improve varieties that are drought resistant and disease resistant. But now about 930 participants have confirmed that they are now better off. They know more and they are now adopting some of these innovations. And that's actually helped them in scaling their businesses, which now shows that about 1,539 new jobs have been created. Of course, this highlights the program's significant impact in fostering employment. We also have conducted several physical engagements, some of you in Kenya, Tanzania, Ghana, and Malawi, and of course, Nigeria can also testify that we are in your location to have a meeting where we expose you to climate smart facilities in a climate smart institution, a farm that has all these innovations that we learned during the BRACE program. And about 342 of you were able to attend the study visit that we've conducted in 9 locations. And also we had an M&E gender inclusion workshop. This was done in Abuja and Lagos, and we recorded 301 participants to learn what it entails, what it means to monitor and evaluate your business, and also to understand the female participations when it comes to agricultural businesses. Again, we're able to, in fact, this training we are doing today is a virtual version of this same training we did in Lagos in Abuja. So we did meet that since some attended fiscal, it will also be nice for us to step it down to other people in other regions, probably because we don't have much resources right now to extend to so many regions. So we want to go the virtual one, pending when we have more support to host you in your countries and have this kind of session where we meet each other one-on-one. And we've been able to visit some of you as well during our study visits. We're able to visit about 40 farms, whereby we visit your farm to evaluate your your climate smart agricultural practices and also conduct comprehensive interviews. Like I said earlier, that a lot of you have given us good reports. Some of you have adopted. We're able to get this information aside the survey we deployed. We're able to visit some of you, and we see that some of you are actually adopting climate smart agricultural facilities. And we are impressed when we went to field. We were able to see so many things you guys are doing. Honestly, we were very happy and proud of what you have actually done over time after your engagement with us during the BRACE program. Again, we will consistently share funding opportunities in the BRACE Alumni Network group to support you to continue growing your business. And of course, we understand that adopting this innovation might entail a lot in terms of capital. So that's why we've been always supporting all our alumni to access those funds. And right now, we've gotten about BRACE alumni that have secured over $1,000 funding. So when I say assisting you, supporting in getting this funding, we support in terms of giving you information on grants that you can tap into, opportunities that you can tap into, or expose you to an engagement or network or meetings, events, conferences that we even, and some of them were able to tap into it, submit their proposals, and it was successful. So if you're working on a proposal and you're finding it difficult on how to navigate and all of that, you can always reach out to us. Well, I'm working on this and I need some support, being that I'm your alumni and I will need your insight or idea to make it, nourish it, and make it have an edge. We are always here to support you. And again, we're able to support about 5 participants and BRACE participants to speak in a big event. Imagine an event that happened in USA. A number of you were able to go there and have a speaking engagement, and that's of course helped them to, talk about businesses, what they do is of adopting climate smart practices, and that helps to give them a visibility that will help to improve their businesses. And like I said, during our BRACE M&E workshop, some of you we are invited to, be a facilitator of the events, and that's also a means for them to talk about their business and also network with other people that attended the event. When we constantly feature BRACE participants in TV showcase, IG, and also AFC social media platforms. And of course, we continue to do this, and we'll continue to get more testimonies from you. So this training today is for us to gather more information from you. So I believe by the end of this training, you also understand how you can monitor and evaluate your business, and also how you can report back to us, so that we'll continue to showcase your business out there, so that people we see your work, see what you are doing, and maybe eventually come to support you. Thank you so much, everyone. And I look forward to an exciting and active participation during the training session. Over to you, Patience.
Thank you so much, Amaka. Thank you for the updates that you just gave us. So quickly, we'll get into the monitoring and evaluation training session. As a matter of fact, that's the reason why we're here. So I'm still waiting for some of you that have an expectation for the training to raise their hand, and then, or even up in the chat room, would read it out, because it's actually very important to establish expectation. Let's know what you expect for this M&E training before we move on. So I'll quickly call on the trainer for today. Okay, I think I'm seeing one hand raised again. Okay, Innocence, please go ahead and speak. I'm asking you to unmute, Innocence.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Yes, please go ahead.
This is Innocent from Uganda. I'm really in the northern part of the country. I don't know if are you picking me well?
Yes, please, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm really so much excited about this program, the M&E program, because I believe that we have actually really been also really trying to look for how best we can also run up with this. And I'm really so much happy that today at least we have gotten this session, although we are just starting it. Now, the expectations from me, I think I have only two expectations, and the first one is I'm really expecting a lot of insights, a lot of practical experiences about M&E from our people there. Those big guys who are really bringing this on board. And then the second expectations maybe actually, as per me, I'm also really expecting maybe some certificate of participations or attendance, because with the other program we are moving and we shall redeem it in five weeks. But this one, I don't know if today maybe it will also be part of the other one, if it is really standing on its own. I'm really maybe also expecting some certificates, at least to back us up also at times at some point. That's really from me. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Innocent. Thanks for letting us know what you are expecting for today's training. Is there any other hand? Okay, I'm not seeing anyone first here. Okay, so quickly, I'll introduce our trainer for today. Her name is Odinakachi Nwachukwu. She's the program manager at African Food Chainmakers. She's a result-oriented program manager with over 10 years of expertise in governance, program management, research, monitoring and evaluation, and strategic leadership. She has a proven track record of designing and implementing high-impact programs that advance public sector productivity, food security, climate resilience, and gender empowerment. As a program manager at African Food Chainmakers, she oversees key programs including building resilience against climate and environmental shocks, BRACE, leading African women in food fellowship, LAF, and the Scaling Export Program, SEP. Before joining AFC, she managed a UK government-funded program where she served as a monitoring and evaluation advisor, where she tracked the progress and impact of the technical support provided to the federal government of Nigeria towards infrastructure development. Kachi holds a master's in financial management from Heriot-Watt University, UK, and is a certified project manager and public sector leader. So with an ovation in the comment section, let us welcome our trainer for today. Hi, Kachi, good afternoon.
Hi, Patience. Good afternoon, and thank you very much for the fantastic moderation so far. Thank you also to Amaka for filling us in on where we are currently in the BRACE program. So good afternoon, everyone. It's really a delight to see you all at today's meeting. I haven't met some of you, but it's truly an honor to the session. In the session, we're going to learn together. Trust me, I don't have all the knowledge. I know that with me in this room are eggheads and a lot of professionals who have an idea about monitoring and evaluation. I hope that at the end of this training, we'll be able to learn from each other and hold each other's hands as we seek to track our results, monitor our impact, and tell our stories. So I would share my screen now. Do confirm patience when you see my screen. Are you seeing my screen?
Okay, it's coming up, Kachi. Yes, we can see it.
Awesome. All right. Thank you. So, tracking our results, telling our stories. At the end of today's training, I would walk you through, or the objective of today's training is to walk you through a structured framework and guideline for systematically tracking and assessing your results, as well as improving the effectiveness of the BRACE program. We also aim to establish a system for collecting and analyzing data to measure the progress that we have been making so far, so as to help us make informed decisions and enhance our learning. And an added component to this training is to help us to be aware of the role of women in climate resilient agriculture and how we can all be gender inclusive as we go on in our different businesses. So because of time and the scope of what we have to cover today, I would please ask you to note your questions down so that at the end of this training, we'll be able to take all the questions together and we can indeed learn together. So thank you very much. As our coordinator has reiterated, there are three key pillars that the BRACE program seeks to track. The first one is that we are tracking your awareness on climate change and adoption of climate smart practices. These are the things we exposed you to during the BRACE training. But as we monitor, we really want to know how aware you are. We really want to measure, how that the knowledge and that awareness has translated, into key results. We also want to know how much you've been able to create jobs, how well your business is doing, that business efficiency, how adoption of, climate smart practices has helped you to optimize resources, reduce waste, enhance productivity, and also to adopt climate smart practices. And when you are more efficient in your business, we want to know how you have gone ahead to create jobs. And we also want to know your awareness on climate change. So these are the three key pillars that the BRACE program seeks to measure. And we have designed 4 different tools to be able to collect this data. And I'm going to train us very quickly on that data, but this is just to introduce you to the tools that we have designed, remind you of the ones that you might have taken, but you might not have known the name, to help you familiarize yourself again with them, and also to introduce some new tools that we have added to be able to help us monitor and track our results. So here are the data collections. So there are 4 of them. There's a pre-diagnostic tool, there's a post-diagnostic tool, the second, there's the survey tool, and there's the self-reporting tool. So the first 2 tools, if you are on this call, I believe that it is all BRACE participants or alumni that are here. So if truly you're a BRACE alumni, then you should be familiar with the pre-diagnostic tool and the post-diagnostic tool. So the pre-diagnostic tool was designed to evaluate your knowledge and your awareness level of, the impact of climate change on your businesses. We sought at that point when you were trying to enroll on the BRACE program to know your knowledge, to know your attitude, to know your level of awareness around climate and environmental. Before you started your training portal, you should have taken the diagnostic books too. So I'm not going to spend so much time on that. That takes me to the second tool, which is the post-diagnostic. There was another survey that you filled after all of the learnings on the portal, as well as the live interactive sessions that you attended. That's the post-diagnostic tool before you downloaded your certificate. And what we are trying to achieve with that is to know what shift has happened in your knowledge and in your awareness of climate smart practices. Some of you were already adopting climate smart practices in your businesses, but you did not know. But when you got exposed to the BRACE training, you realized that, oh, I've been using solar dryers all along. I did not realize that I was already beginning to incorporate climate smart practices into my business. Some of you feel this and let us know some of the practices that you're adopting and how ready you were to adopt some of those climate smart practices. Now, the last two are new tools that we have designed to track what has changed since you completed your training. And every single person invited to this program would have completed their BRACE training at least 6 months ago. So you are very due to fill this survey tool. Right, so what is the survey tool? Is a structured data collection instrument that is designed to capture the trends, to help you know the trends, the patterns, of your businesses, to help us to get feedback and to generate insights from you on your experiences, on your learning outcomes, and the challenges that you have continued to experience in your journey to transitioning your businesses from traditional ways of farming to more climate smart ways of farming. So this survey tool helps us to assess the overall impact that the BRACE program is making and to help us to measure this impact so that we can be able to make informed decisions. All right, so this survey tool also helps us to identify patterns and the barriers that you face and see how we can work with you, how we can help you, and maybe how we can factor in some of those insights that we've gained as we try to design new programs, that will make BRACE better and AFC also more effective as it seeks to support agripreneurs such as yourself. And finally is the self-reporting tool. So this self-reporting tool is a participant-driven mechanism that is designed to enable you as a BRACE participant to voluntarily document and share the impact of the training that you have gotten from the BRACE program over time. All right, so every business must keep records. If you don't keep records, what you cannot keep track of, or what you don't record, you cannot track. What you cannot track, you cannot measure. And what you cannot measure, you cannot improve on it. So this self-reporting tool helps us to keep track of our activities, of our environmental footprints, and to see how we are progressing over time. So the self-reporting tool serves as a continuous feedback mechanism that allows our participants to be able to report tangible improvements, report on their challenges and the milestones that they continue to hit in their journey to transitioning from traditional ways to climate smart ways of doing things. So this is the monitoring plan. I'm going to walk you briefly through it before we go to the training of our survey tool, the self-reporting tool. So for the pre-diagnostic and post-diagnostic, I'm going to skip it because you take it before you started the journey and you take it at the end of the journey before you download your certificate. So this is per training. We do 3 different batches for the BRACE program. So depending on the batch you start, that is the duration that you get to take it. And also it's a self-paced program. Depending on when you finish, that is when you're going to take the post-diagnostic tool. Then for the self-reporting tool, considering that it is user-generated, you're the one that gets to generate it and report on it. We intend to deploy this tool every month so that you keep records every month of your activities, of your businesses, of your environmental footprint. So if you have anything that has changed from month to month, feel free to fill this. If nothing has really changed, you might skip it, but this is voluntary. And the mode of deployment is that 1 week before the last working day of the month, we are going to send you reminders, sharing this self-reporting tool, asking you to please fill out this tool for us. So when you get reminders from us, don't be tired. We intend to send this the first reminder a week before the last working day of the month, and the final reminder on the last working day of the month. Please oblige us, fill this so that we can actually know what is changing. And the interesting thing about the self-reporting tool is that you keep a copy for yourself. And when you submit it to us, we also get to see a copy of it. Then lastly is the survey tool, and this is designed to be deployed biannually, which means 2 times a year. June, middle of the year, and December. But because of sometimes people are lethargic about responding to data collection, would start a little earlier than December to follow up on. Also, that's why we put this September, but the idea is to deploy the survey to only 2 times in a year. And we are going to walk you through this shortly. But before we go, and that is because the 4th pillar, I did not highlight it, but the BRACE program is also tracking the inclusion of women in our agribusinesses because we recognize the critical role that women play. And you're going to see it very strongly in these tools that we are going to be training you on. So we just thought we should add this gender component to what we are training you. And even during the BRACE program, we also highlighted the gender aspect of what we do. But this is just to reinforce so that when you get to see some of the questions in the survey, you don't get tired and you don't mindlessly answer some of those questions. It's instructive to note that 36% of women are involved in our agri-food system, as against 38% of men, which is almost like 50-50. In sub-Saharan Africa, which a lot of us belong to, the statistics rises to 66% of women that are employed in the agri-food system. But the sad thing is that despite the role, the critical role that women play, and despite the large representation of women in our agri-food systems, they are underrepresented when it comes to making decisions and also when it comes to access to critical resources that they need to scale their businesses. We are talking of critical resources like land ownership, like access to credits, and being on the table where key decisions are made. It shouldn't be. We recognize that women are catalysts for climate resilience and that women lead climate smart innovations. In fact, they are custodians of sustainable food systems and they build resilience through leadership and knowledge. When we had this similar training, but this was in person. Some people shared stories with us where they talked about a certain desertification program that we were working on. Because desertification was coming, desert was encroaching into their farms. A program came to help fight that desertification, and one way they sought to fight it was to plant trees. So after they had planted the trees, guess who stayed back to water those plants and the trees? It was the women. And the males recognized the critical role that the women played. After the groundbreaking and all of the glitz and glam of launching the project, the trees were planted and everybody, but it was the women that stayed back, and just that nurturing nature of women, they couldn't stand having those trees die. Nobody paid them, nobody asked them, nobody even brought them on the table when the program was designed, but they took it upon themselves to ensure that they nurtured and watered that plant or those trees so that they grow. And today that program is successful because of the critical role that women play. So these are the roles that women play. And I'm sure if you also reflect deeply in your own business, you can identify some critical role that women play, whether it is behind the scene or, in front of the scene. It just doesn't matter. Women play that critical role. And we really want to give them that pride of place in our businesses as we continue to scale our businesses. So what do we need to do? The participation of women, because it is everybody's role. We believe that it's important to protect women from violence in the farms and in the business environment where women work. Protect them from harassment, whether it is sexual or in whatever way. Please stand up for the women and protect them against all forms of violence. In the way that we can, we try to advocate for gender policies within the agriculture space so that women are included, women are given equal access to resources, to land, to credit. We even encourage women to form cooperatives so that they have a collective bargaining power, a higher bargaining power, when they come to the table and request for critical resources that they need to scale their businesses. In any way we can, let us also continue to advocate for some of those gender policies that will enable women. And finally, adopting technologies to make it easy. And that is one of the things that we were exposed to on the BRACE program, to incorporate technology so that our women can work easily. So in conclusion, women play a very critical role. Let us continue to do all that we can to support them. Finally, back to monitoring, evaluation, and learning is everybody's business. It helps us to capture our stories and tell it in a credible manner. So I enjoin all of us to build that culture where we don't just do what we learn and adapt. And the only way we can do this is by keeping record and tracking our results and our impact. Thank you. So we are going to go very quickly right now to the training of the survey tools. I will stop sharing my screen and share starting with the survey tool. Patients, please do confirm when you can see my screen because I'm just about to start sharing. Can you see my screen?
It's coming. Yes, we can see it now.
All right. So here is the BRACE survey tool. So there are different components to this. The general information, tracking the benefits of climate smart adoption of climate smart practices, what the challenges have been, and then the gender components. We are going to measure the business efficiency, how profitable have you become, as a result of adopting climate smart practices, and so on and so forth. Just quickly walked us through the different components of it, but starting with the general section. So I'm just going to fill this as we go on so that we can also understand how it works. And colleagues are also going to put the link in the chat box. Feel free to join me, because sometimes we learn by doing. When you're filling the form as well, you can appreciate what is being taught. But if filling the form is going to distract you from what we are teaching, then it's fine. You don't have to fill the form. Just watch me as I fill it so that you would have the knowledge to fill yours when you are ready. Okay, so starting with general information. So I'm Catch Watch Agro Limited. That's the name of my business. Soon to be. All right, so contact person is me, Kachi Nwachukwu. I'm female. So you just have male, female gender. If you're binary and all of that, we sincerely apologize. We're just keeping things simple. All right, so your role within the organization, I'm the CEO, I'm the Chief Executive Officer. Whatever is your role, please put it. And we recommend that someone at managerial level is the one that is nominated to fill this form, because this person has a bird's eye view of the organization and can answer some of the questions that we have in this survey. So don't give this to a junior member of your team to fill, please. All right, so we go to country. I'm South African today. All right. So location, so let's say Pretoria. Please, I'm Nigeria originally, just for the purpose of this. So any country you belong to, just select it. With the drop-down list has everything. So the date of completion of training, let's say I completed this training sometime 2024. You see, you can easily navigate across the years. Sometime in July, exactly a year ago, 1st of July is when I completed this training. So you have the liberty of choosing it from the calendar. So we want to know the year that your business was established. Mine was established 10 years ago. So let's go to 2015. All right. So in which aspect of the agribusiness sector do you operate in? So let's say I operate in crop production, I produce cassava, and I'm also in aquaculture. The two value chains, or the agribusiness sectors that I selected, it would give me questions. It would prompt me to answer the questions for those sectors that I specifically picked. So I'm just picking this too. All right. If you pick more, then it will give you more to answer. All right. So then when it comes to adoption of climate smart practices, this section 3, wants to know the type of climate smart practice that you have adopted. So I have adopted regenerative agriculture, green storage, and yeah, smart. I have the smart cage for my aquaculture business. So these are the 3 that I have adopted, for instance. All right. And then, of course, I also package with eco-friendly biodegradable bags. So I select all the climate smart practices that I've adopted. We try to make the list as exhaustive as possible. So the next question is, are any of these adopted practices tailored to accommodate gender-specific needs, e.g., flexible work arrangement for women? Remember our gender training? Oh, yes, we have flexible work arrangements for our women, so I select yes. So now we come to benefits of climate smart adoption. So remember that I selected crop production and animal production. So these are the two that I have to answer. So for crop production is asking me whether I have experienced increased productivity or higher yield. So if say before the BRACE program, before I adopted climate smart practices, I used to get a yield of 10 tons of cassava from my 20 hectares of land, right? But now I'm experiencing 15 tons of cassava on the same 20 hectares of land. So I think that's substantial. So I would say medium. Some can say high. If nothing will change, feel free to say low. Okay. If 10 to 15 is significant for you, if that's high relative to where you're coming from in your business, please feel free to select high, but I'll keep it at medium. Okay, so this is just the three skills that we are trying to use to categorize how we are now more productive. Okay, so now we also want to know how you have enhanced your resilience. Have you improved your resistance to drought, to flood, to pest control? Oh yes, very high. I installed an irrigation system, for instance. So now I believe that I have resistance to drought. So that's quite high. And that has contributed to higher yields for me. So resource efficiency. Is my irrigation system automated? Does it on itself off, or is it the type that will just, whether somebody is there to put it off or on, it just keeps flooding the farm? Do you conserve water better? Do you, for instance, use less chemicals and you now use manure to grow your plants? Whatever way that you have been able to conserve resources, and that shift happened as a result of the BRACE program, please feel free to mention. But I say for me in conservation, it's medium. Same thing with economic benefits. Have I increased my income? Have I created jobs? Have I improved my market access as a result of adopting climate smart practices? There are some businesses that are ethical and they rather do business with organizations that are climate smart, use biodegradable materials and all of those things. So if I've started attracting such customers and that has increased my income level, I'd say high, depending on what the numbers is telling me. So environmental benefits, have we reduced our greenhouse gas emission, whatever. So just pick what response really appeals and resonates with you based on the records that you have been keeping. All right, so this is for animal production. This is for my aquaculture business. So we must also learn to compartmentalize the different aspects of our agri-businesses. So I'm done with the cassava side. Now I've come to the aquaculture. So he wants to know, same thing, is there increased health and productivity of my livestock and my fishes doing well? Oh yes, they are doing well. So I say hi, depending on what my numbers are saying. Do I have enhanced resilience? For instance, heat stress reduction. Some people said that they did not realize that they're having high mortality rate because their birds were dying from heat. I started putting ice. It's simple. I started putting ice in water. My birds have, the mortality rate has reduced. So for me, that is high, whatever, you know. Resource efficiency. Am I conserving water? Am I conserving the food that I give to my fishes? With my smart cages, yes, it monitors water levels and feed levels. So yes, very high. And I've also reduced manual labor. Then for animal production, we want to know economic benefits. Has your income increased? Have you reduced your cost of production? Have you improved market access? What are the benefits? Have you created more jobs? So I think medium, high, whatever your numbers say. Same with environmental benefits. Have you reduced your green gas emission? Do you now use the waste from your aquaculture and your poultry as manure? How have you reduced waste? And I'd say for me, it's high because all of that is repurposed now. So animal production, access to technology and innovation. So this has to do with exposure to new farming technologies. Have you accessed any new technology? Yes, my smart cages. So I'd say hi. Okay, so energy saving. Have you saved energy from using renewable energy sources like biogas, solar dryers, and all of those equipment in your operations? So what's your energy saving level like? Is it high? Is it medium? Is it low? So whatever your numbers say, please select it. So now we are done with benefits and we have come to challenges because we recognize that this adoption of climate smart practices doesn't come without challenges. So what are the challenges you face? Is the initial high cost of my solar and my smart cages, or is it lack of technical knowledge? I don't have staff, or there are still some of my equipment that I cannot operate? Do I have limited access to resources, to the land that I want to buy to expand my business? Or do I have market barriers or regulatory, barriers? If you stay in an environment where maybe there's multiple taxation and all of that and is affecting your business, or the tariff that you're asked to pay on some of those solar equipment affects the cost of those solar. Just tell us whatever it is. And if none of those challenges, resonates with you, feel free to say order and, write it. Remember that I selected female. So that is why this has come to ask, as a woman, what other barriers do you face in the adoption of climate smart practices? So this is specific to me. And if you select male, as it should also ask you as a man. So we want to know it from, the perspective where you sit as a man or as a woman. So please feel free to supply whatever information that you have. All right, so now we move to the next segment, which is the impact of climate smart practices adoption. What is the impact? So impact to your productivity, is it very high? Is it high? Is it moderate? Is it minimal or no? On a scale of 1 to 5, what is your productivity level? Well, I'd say 4. I don't know what you'd say. For cost saving, what is the impact? I say hi. I don't know about you. So next is gender responsive climate strategies and inclusive approaches. Remember our gender training, you're going to meet a lot of these questions. Please do not just answer it. Just think through as you seek to answer these questions. And we apologize in advance that it might seem a lot, but we are trying to understand, the role of women in your businesses, how women are empowered, and how we can further support. All right. So I want to know, what is the percentage of women in your workforce? All right. So let's say I have 4 staff and 2 of them are women. So it's somewhere between 26 to 50%. Work that out for your business. We want to know, are women actively involved in the implementation of climate smart agricultural practices in your organization? Are they the ones that operate the solar dryers? Do they know how to use the smart cages? Or do you feel like, oh, it's too expensive, you can't understand this? Just let us know. For my business, yes, the women are involved, so I take a yes. So have women in your business received specific training on climate smart practices? Yes, no, well, not yet. I should enroll them in BRIS program. Do you have any specific mentorship or networking opportunities available to women? Do they belong to any mentorship organization? Do they belong to any accelerator program? Do they belong to any cooperative? Whatever really helps them, build that community that supports one another. So I say yes. If it's a no, please feel free to say no. All right. So gender sensitive approaches. So gender sensitive approaches are ways of thinking and acting that considers the needs of all genders, especially women. These approaches in leadership and purposeful employment of women want to know how gender sensitive you are as you approach your agribusiness. So we want to know, have you adopted any gender sensitive approach to climate mitigation? Yes. We give when I say yes, it's giving me some opportunity, some options, and we try to make it as exhaustive as possible. But if none of this cuts it for you, please take order and add. So what are some gender specific approaches that we identify? Designing activities to meet women's needs, ensuring equal access to resources and tools, creating leadership opportunities for them, job opportunities. Did you do any of this? If you have done it and you believe it's enough, then that's fine. If you feel like there is others to add, just say whatever. Okay. We want to really learn from you. So does your organization have any gender related policy? For some of you, you have given the women in your employment more maternity leave than statutorily allowed in your countries of operation. For instance, in Nigeria, it's just 3 months that a woman is given maternity leave, but some employers recognize that it's not enough and they give women 6 months. So have you put in place some of those policies? If yes, please say yes. If no, say no, so that we know where you are in the whole, gender sensitive approach to your business. Okay. So do you use gender disaggregated data for decision making? So when you're trying to make a decision, do you disaggregate, the data you've collected across male and females to be able to make an informed decision? If yes, please select. If no, just say no. All right, so we are done with gender and we are now going to people with disabilities, because this is about inclusion. Whether it is women, whether it's disabled people, we also want to know how they are being included in economic activities and in your businesses, because your businesses mirror the entire society. So we want to really understand, do you or any key members of your organization identify as people with disabilities? We know what disabilities are: people that are blind, deaf, immobile, whatever. So yes, no, prefer not to say. That's still okay if you don't want to say. Okay, so are people with disabilities actively involved in implementing climate smart practices in your businesses? Is it a yes? Is it a no? It's not applicable. So let us know. Yes, they are actively involved in my business. What percentage of your workforce consists of people with disabilities? Out of my 5 staff, I have one that is blind. So 1/4 is somewhere around 25%. So percentage is not 0 to 5, it's above 25%. 1/4, right? Do the mathematics for your own business. What type of roles do people with disabilities hold in your business? Are they in floor operations? Are they in farm labor? Are they administrative? Mine is administrative, so I picked that. So have these people with disabilities in your business received specific training on climate smart practices? Yes, no. Well, my people have not received yet. So is a no. Have you adopted any inclusion-focused approaches targeting people with disabilities? Not yet. So it's a no. If yes, which approaches have you adopted? So if I selected yes, if I selected no, so for me, no specific approach is adopted yet, and that's okay. So does your organization have people with disabilities related policies? Same with women, such as equal pay, prevention of harassment, maternity leave. Yes, we have it, but it can be better. Do we have people with disabilities disaggregated data collected for and used for decision making? Do we disaggregate the data? Not yet. So it's a no from me. So now we go to job creation. That's the next segment. We want to know how many jobs that you have created. So how many of your staff are full-time since you finished the BRACE program? Uh, um, the BRACE program. Before BRACE program, just since I completed the BRACE program, what has changed? So it's additional one that I have employed. So it's just going to be one for me. I don't know what it is for you, but please fill it. So how many new part-time jobs have been created? Is 0 for me. We haven't created any part-time job yet. Okay, so what type of roles have been created is administrative. Yeah, and then the person also supports with family goals. Yeah. So I don't know what it is for you. If none of these options cut it for you, please select other and tell us what it is. Okay, there is no drop down, but let's know if it's none of those. Okay, all right. So what percentages of jobs are held by women? This is a repetition. We're going to take this out. But for the purpose of this, it's still 25. So you can still use this arrow to increase. You can use this to decrease, or you can use your button to put a number. But if I try to put G in a alphabetical key, it's not going to allow. This only allows numerics. Just so that so what percentage are used? All of them are used, to be honest. All of them are under 35. So I'll say 100%. Do these newly created jobs provide equal pay and opportunities for women? Yes, it's equal, regardless of your gender. So what type of jobs are predominantly occupied by women in your organization? I said administrative, family law. What is it for your business? Please tell us. Do you have any plans to increase women participation in your organization? Yes, I want to involve them in operation of equipment, but they need training. So let us know. If yes, we want to get them in equipment and machine operations. All right, so business diversification. We want to know how you have diversified since the BRACE program. So before, I used to be a cassava farmer. I just farm cassava, I harvest it and I sell the tubers like that. But now, after the BRACE program, I realized that I can add value and I can do that with, in an environmentally friendly way. So I now have cassava flakes, for instance. So I've diversified from just cassava chippers to cassava flakes. So yes, I've added one new product. I don't know what it is for you. If you've added two, please feel free to let us know. We just really want to know how efficient you are in your business. So now we go to profitability. How profitable have you become since completion of the BRACE program? Underline, not generally. How we want to know how BRACE program has really impacted your profitability. So my profit has increased, yes. And if it's too early to tell, please let us know. Okay. So on the average, how many percentage? Again, this is only numerics can enter here. This is percentage. So this is 30%. Okay. Whatever it is you put in here, please just know that it is percentage. Again, this is also percentage. On the average, by what percentage do you think your energy cost has decreased since you completed the training? Now that I'm using solar, I used to buy power at 15,000 monthly. Now I'm doing 12,000 because light is still not stable here. I don't know what that is, but let's say if you work it out, it might be 15% in. So we'll put 15%. I've reduced my energy cost by 15%. What is it for you? Please let us know. So what challenges remain in achieving greater profitability? What is standing between you and profitability, your business and the profitability that you seek? Is it market access? Is it high cost of production? Is it limited access to credit? Just let us know. Again, the idea of this tool is to identify the trends, to identify the patterns, to know the journey, the challenges that you are facing. Okay, so feel free to let us know whatever challenges that you are facing. Then have you tried to explore any new market outside of your local environment? I'm from Nigeria, but for the purpose of this, I'm from South Africa, and I now export to Mozambique. So yes, I've accessed a new market. Or not yet, please say no. Have you adopted any e-commerce or digital platforms to sell your products since the end of this training? Actually, I now sell on Instagram and Amazon. Yes. I don't know what it is for you. Okay, so have you been able to access any gender-specific financing or grants in the completion of this program? Yes, we know some of our participants who have gone on to access funding because of this program. So if you're one of them, please let us know. We'd really like to hear from you. Okay. So overall impact, what is the perceived impact of BRACE on your business? On a scale of 1 to 5, tell us. So is it 3? Is it moderate? Is it significant? Tell us. To what extent do we think that this training was adequate to address the environmental concerns you were facing in your business? Was it very adequate? Was it moderate? Please let us know. So what feedback do we have for the BRACE program? So let me say it's design phase 2 of BRACE. Whatever it is, tell us, or the LIS was just short. You wanted more, let us know. So suggestions for improvements, how can we improve? Just tell us whatever it is. And this is also optional, okay? So when you're done, you just submit this and we get it. That is it for the BRACE survey tool. Please also keep your questions handy because I'm just going to walk us through the self-reporting. So this is much simpler and much faster than the other tool. It's much faster, and then we can take all your questions together. The same for business information, contact person, your gender, your country, your location, the date of reporting. We don't need the date of your business registration. We don't need the date you completed the BRACE program. Remember that this is the one that is voluntary and that you keep for yourself. So just tell us when you're reporting. So if I'm doing it July 2025, 1st of July, I'll just select today's date. So I'm in crop production and animal production. And then we want to know the climate smart practices that you are currently implementing. You tell us. It's just select. Practice did you adopt after the BRACE training? Also, okay, sorry, this is before the BRACE training. Which ones were you adopting before the BRACE training? Tell us. So now, after the BRACE training, which one are you adding? So you just select the extra two afterwards. Are there any technology related to climate adaptation or mitigation that you have adopted since the training? Let us know. Well, if it's a no, if it's a yes, you can see the drop down asking you more questions. So what benefits have you observed? Have you observed any increase in your revenue since? If it's yes, let us know. In your opinion, has this increase been as a result of your adoption of the practices that you learned in the BRACE training? Yes or no? Let us know. Have these practices led to cost savings? Yes or no? We are not asking, okay, here we are asking for details. So it's by how many percent increase? So you can say 15% decrease in energy costs. But just know that this is what you feel every month and at the end of 6 months, so that you don't forget what happened earlier in the month. Just feel this, keep the records, and you can make reference to it. So have you been able to access a new market? Not yet. Has the adoption of the climate smart practice led to increase in productivity yield? Let us know if it's a yes or no. And have you been able to attract new funding as a result of the climate smart practice that you've adopted? Is a yes or no. If yes, let us know how much you've accessed. If it's $1,000, let us know. All right. So what challenges have you faced? Initial, high cost, whatever. So we want to know your updates on job creation. Have you created jobs? Yes or no? How many jobs? Just like the other one, you just select add. How many are full-time? How many are part-time? How many were created for women? How many for youth? How many for people with disabilities? And would you like to record a short video explaining how the training has helped your adoption of climate smart practice? If you say yes, we are going to contact you and ask you to record. If you say no, that's fine. And after that, you submit. And when you do, you keep a record of this. Thank you very much. That brings us to the end of this trainings, and we are now ready to take whatever questions that you have. Over to you, Patience. Okay, Patience is not here. I'm happy to take any question. So if you have any questions, please feel free to raise your hand. Use the raise hand function, and you can also type the question in the chat box, and all of your questions would be answered. All right. Bernard Kibet said, enjoying the great presentation from Kenya. Thank you very much, Bernard. And Elizabeth said, on the workforce, those of us working in production use casual labor most of the time. How does the tool accommodate this, as it seems cute to full-time employees? So we are asking how many of those jobs are full-time and how many of them are part-time. So if it's casual labor, if it's part-time, please put it as part-time. The last training we did, somebody said that because of the way she manages waste, that she's been able to identify people that use her waste products from her farms. So she had to create a job whereby she gets people to dispose of the waste and give it to those that need it. So that is a job that she has created, because every day somebody knows that they're going to come, pick up waste, take it to where it is needed, and earn something from it. So yes, you have created a job, all right? It's not full-time, it's part-time. So whatever number of jobs you've created, part-time, please let us know. And it's good that we are disaggregating full-time from part-time, so that we actually understand the impact of those jobs in livelihoods of the people, how their income levels are, and all of those things. All right. Please, let's see, if you have questions, Amaka, please help me unmute anybody that has a question. For now, I'm reading what's in the chat box. Okay, so this Jean Lucien from DRC says he's happy to attend the session. Thank you. We're very happy to have you as well. Okay, so if you have questions, please let's feel free to ask, whether it's on the training, whether it's on the tools. Any question you have, please let us know, and we are very happy to take your questions. Okay. Kasim from Nairobi says, some of us may not necessarily be into business, but are applying the knowledge gained from BRACE program to design and implement projects targeting wider communities. How do we report these interventions? Oh, Jasper. Oh, wow, that's fantastic. That's really fantastic. So, Jasper, do reach out to us. You can actually send this survey to the people that you are training, and they can also fill it because it is indirect, right? If you're using the knowledge you've gained from Brace to design a program and you're reaching people and they are also reducing their environmental or carbon footprints, you can let us know and then we can send this to you and we can also track it indirectly. So that's an indirect impact of the Brace on people, right? They're not Brace participants, but they are indirectly benefiting from us. And if we can't feel this, we can also design a new tool that you can deploy to the people that you are supporting, okay? And if by any chance you are also monitoring and evaluating your own results on that program, you can use the results that you get from there to fill the survey. So let's say if if you've empowered 10 people and they've created 10 jobs each, that's 100 jobs. You can feel this as the impact that you have seen from the program that you have used the knowledge from Brace to design. So it's indirect. They are not direct Brace participants, but indirectly they have benefited from the Brace program, and we can keep track of those results. Yeah, it works. Okay. Do we have more questions? Please, my colleagues, can we share the link in the chat box so that, okay, I can see that this link has been shared before. It appears that the Eastern region and which other region are we training today? It appears that they are very conversant with the tool. And yeah, so we can start filling the forms already. The one that is due this month is the survey tool. The self-reporting, you can start filling it from next month. But this month, we are filling the survey tool. So please prioritize completing the survey tool. So Jean is saying, is it possible to send the data in French languages? Yes, the tool, you can change language, right? Let me share my screen again. I think there is a part that asks you to choose which language you want to answer from. Okay. Okay. Okay, I think is another form, not this one. There is another form that can allow you to fill in French. So what we can do is that we are going to add the French to this so that you have the choice of filling in French or in English. We are going to activate that multiple language option so that you can choose either English or French. Thank you very much, Jane, for raising that. Okay, Manjolo, I have seen 3 links. Are they different or is it? Yes, it's the same link. My colleague has responded, it's the same link. Yes, it's the same link. Any other question? In the absence of which, I would hand over to my colleagues to do a membership drive. And please feel free to drop your questions on the WhatsApp group. We are very happy to attend to whatever questions that you have after the screening. Thank you very much. And over to you, Ebere.
Thank you, Kachi. Um, a warm welcome to everyone on the call. So as we know, the BRACE program is just a part of our offerings to our community members and potential members. At AFC, we are focused on helping entrepreneurs to scale their businesses, and we do this by providing supports that are relevant to help them scale. So we have a membership community that grows over 7,000 community members across 49 African countries, and we continually send opportunities for these members to scale their businesses and grow. Presently, we also encourage our members to enter new African markets and global market as well through the programs we offer and the opportunities we share. Programs including Scaling Export Program, Leading African Women in Food Fellowship, Changing Narrative programs, and also the BRACE programs that most of us are familiar with on the call. In addition to what we do, we have a designated resource page where our members can log in and access fairs to funding, speaking opportunities, exhibition opportunities, capacity building opportunities, as well as events they can attend. In addition to that as well, we also have a curated community page on our community groups on our social media where other entrepreneurs can also leverage engaging other members that they feel meet the personality or meet their profile. So if you're a member in the rice value chain, you can easily search for other members in that value chain as well and connect with them through your membership hub or through the social media pages that we have, including the WhatsApp community as well. We also focus on creating visibility for entrepreneurs through our communications channel. We have designated member spotlight programs and initiatives that we deploy to help spotlight our members and community members as well. These are just a few of all the opportunities we share to our community members. And in addition to the benefits we give to our members, all these benefits are free of charge. We don't charge you a penny to become a member. And we only request that before you apply to be a member of our community, you meet the three criteria that are listed in the slide. Next slide, please. First is that you should have an agribusiness that you work or that you own as an entrepreneur. So the business that you work for or you own should be in existence for at least 6 months before you decided to sign up to our community. You should have a social media presence as well, and you should be familiar with AFC. Familiar in the sense that you follow us on our social media, you see the activities we do, you visit our website. Our website is www.afchub.org. And on the website, you can see all the activities that we do, the members that we spotlight, the initiatives that we deploy, and the opportunities that we share. Mind you, you cannot access those opportunities until you become a verified member of the community. So as a site visitor, you can view those opportunities, you can see them, but you cannot apply for them or you cannot access them. And to become a member is very easy. Once you log into the AFC website, you will see a join the community icon or visit the marketplace. The marketplace is for existing members that wish to have their products on the marketplace. You can easily navigate to your dashboard, log in and upload your product or your services to the marketplace, which will be visible to our site visitors and potential customers or clients for your business. Whereas if you are new to our community and you intend to join the membership team, what you have to do is to click on the join the community icon that shows in front of you when you sign up to our hub or the links that have been dropped in the chat. Once you click on that link, it takes you to a designated page where you'll be required to answer some questions related to your agribusiness profile and your personal information. We always advise that our potential members filling the sign-up form should always input all the accurate information about their business and their profile information as well. This will help us streamline the resources and opportunities that we share with you as the membership team. And remember that once you've filled all those questions, we have required questions, we have questions that are not required. Ensure that you answer all those questions precisely, and click on submit button at the end of the page. It is important to click on the submit button. This will allow us get notified that you have submitted a registration, and we ideally review your submission for at least 48 hours. Once we've reviewed this, you will be given a confirmation email that your registration has been reviewed or your application has been reviewed, and you can temporarily access your membership dashboard. You access your membership dashboard only with the email you registered with and the password you created during your registration. Once that has been confirmed, you have other membership benefits like the chat box, the opportunities that we share, the community members where you can leverage, the marketplace, the membership referral, the batches, the and other opportunities that you can also leverage on. I can see a question on how to access your referral link. Yes, that is very easy. As a member, you will see your referral link in your membership profile. So what you do is when you log into your membership profile using your email and your password that you've created on your profile page, you will see your settings. Under the settings, you will see once you click on the settings, you will see profile settings. In front of the profile settings is where you see your designated referral link. That link is designated for just you, which you can share to any potential member you wish to join the community. Potential member meaning that they all meet all the criteria that we require and they can sign up to be a member of the community. So what you can do is just to copy the link on your profile and share with any entrepreneur that you feel will benefit from our opportunities. Thank you, and over to you, Kachi.
Thank you, Nosa. Back to you, Patience.
All right, thank you so much, Nusa and Kachi. Thank you very much. So quickly, we'll just establish next steps. So for those of you that have not joined the Braze Alumni WhatsApp group yet, please join. And I'm sorry, I can't see my video. Okay. So please, the survey tool that we have shared in the chat box, we're going to be sending it to you as an email again. Please ensure to fill the tool, and just like Kachi has explained, towards the end of the month, we'll share the self-reporting tool with you, and please ensure to fill the tools. For the Braze mentorship program, I'm sure most of you might have applied already. If you have not applied yet, we'll also share the link again so that for those that are interested in being mentored or you even want to be a mentor, please we'll share the link again so that you can apply if you haven't done that yet. So please join the Braze Alumni WhatsApp group. We have always shared that link via email. So we'll share it again for you to join if you have not joined yet. And the AFC membership community is actually very important. You know that being just a Braze alumni is not enough. You would have to, join the membership community to be able to enjoy all of the benefits of the African Food Chain Makers platform. And for those of you that were planning study visit in your country, plan to attend the study visit. Ensure that you attend study visit in your country when it is announced. Share your learnings, even from this training on social media, tag us, and they will always be available to, reshare whatever it is that you have posted. If you have any question, whether from this program or any other question that you have, please send us an email to braze@afcorp.org or even chat with any of the WhatsApp admins in the WhatsApp group. And the very big announcement is that the Braze application is on for batch 3. So if you have a friend, you have someone that has not applied, that has not taken the Brace program yet, even people in your network or your employees, you want them to also get to learn from the Brace program, please share the link with them. We have posted the links on our social media pages as well as the WhatsApp group. Please share the link with those that you want to attend the program. And you remember that to have the Brace study visit in your country or in your location, we must have good number of participants from that place. So if you're in your country, we have only 5 people, just know that we're not coming to your country. So please share the application with other people in your country, in your vicinity, so that when we plan for the Brace study visits, your country will be included. Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks for coming for the Brace M&E training for your region. So, well, before we go, we would like to take group photographs. So I'll just implore you all to, put on your videos. Let me stop sharing so I will just implore you all to put on your videos, put on your very good, fine smile. Oh, I see people already smiling. Very beautiful. All right, so please put on your video and put on a very beautiful smile. Don't let me call your name. Because I've seen some people that are not smiling yet. Screenshots from you. And oh, Stephen Ofetum, good to see you. Hi, sir. All right, I can see so many people on the call that I've not seen for a very long while. Hi, everyone. Okay, good to see you all. So please, you can also take screenshots from your ends, and then while my colleagues are also taking the share. Thank you so much, everyone. Do enjoy a very beautiful evening or afternoon or even night, depending on where you have joined from. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much. And please expect our emails. Thank you. Bye.